1A lonely convenience store stands beside an empty road, surrounded by darkness so deep that even the air feels heavy and unsettling. As I walked toward the store that night, something felt off, like the silence itself was alive and quietly observing my every move. Inside, the aisles were completely empty, the lights buzzing faintly while shadows stretched unnaturally across the cold floor. I glanced at my reflection in the glass, tired and unaware, not realizing that something else might already be watching me. The clock on the wall showed 10:15 p.m., ticking loudly in the silence, each second making the atmosphere feel more suffocating. There were no customers, no cars outside, just a stillness that felt unnatural, like the world had paused around me. Even standing still felt uncomfortable, as if the darkness around me was slowly closing in without making a sound. The phone rested on the counter quietly, but something about it made me uneasy, like it was waiting for something. I tried to ignore the feeling, convincing myself it was just another boring shift, nothing unusual, nothing to worry about. Then suddenly, the phone rang loudly, breaking the silence in a way that made my heart jump instantly in fear. The screen lit up with an unknown number, glowing faintly in the dim light as I hesitated before answering it. I picked up slowly, unsure why a simple call made me feel so uneasy in that quiet and empty place. At first, there was nothing but silence. Then faint breathing started coming through the phone, slow and controlled. That breathing didn't feel normal, it sounded deliberate, like someone was listening closely rather than speaking. A strange feeling crept over me, like I wasn't alone anymore,
What is happening here?
even though the store looked completely empty. Then a soft voice whispered, asking if I was alone, sending a sudden chill down my spine instantly. My body froze in place, unable to respond, as the meaning behind those words began to settle in my mind. I quickly hung up the call, trying to convince myself it was just a prank and nothing serious. The silence returned again, but this time it felt different, heavier, like something had already changed.
Alex?
Moments later,
Do you hear
the
that?
phone rang again, louder and more aggressive, almost demanding that I answer it.
Silence is crushed.
I ignored it at first, hoping it would stop, but it kept ringing again and again without any pause. Each ring felt heavier, like the caller knew I was there and was waiting for me to give in.
I have to go.
The tension kept building slowly, making it harder to ignore as the sound echoed through the empty store. My hands started sweating, unsure why something so simple was making me feel this uncomfortable. Finally, I picked it up again, frustration mixing with fear as I demanded to know who was calling me. The voice returned instantly, asking why I wasn't answering, as if it had been watching me all along. I asked again who they were, but deep inside I wasn't sure I wanted to hear the
I'm the new
answer.
intern.
There was a pause, followed by a quiet, unnatural laugh that didn't sound human at all. Then the voice said something that made my entire body go cold in an instant. It told me it was watching me, not from outside, but from somewhere much closer than I expected. Narration scene 3160 to full length 31.
Copy that, on my way.
Panic rushed through me as I quickly turned toward the CCTV monitors to check every corner of the store.
Locking down the area.
The front camera showed nothing but the empty road, completely silent and still under the dark sky. The side camera was no different, just darkness and shadows stretching endlessly into nothingness. Then I checked the back camera, and for a brief second it flickered strangely before stabilizing again. In that split moment, I thought I saw something move, but it disappeared before I could confirm it. I leaned closer to the screen,
Look right.
trying to convince myself it was just a glitch or a lighting issue.
Whole column is-
But something didn't feel right,
So peaceful.
like the camera had shown me something it wasn't supposed to reveal. The lights above me flickered slightly, making the entire store feel even more unstable. The darkness around me felt deeper now, even though nothing physically had changed. Time moved slowly as the clock passed 11 p.m., making the silence feel heavier than before. There were no outside sounds anymore. No wind, no distant cars, just complete and total silence. Then suddenly, I heard a faint noise coming from the storage room behind me. It was subtle, but clear enough to make me turn around immediately in fear. My eyes locked onto the storage room door, which now appeared slightly open. I was sure I had closed it earlier, but now it stood there, barely open in the darkness. A cold wave of fear ran through me as I stared at the dark gap inside the room. I tried to remember if I had left it like that, but nothing made sense anymore. Slowly,
Who's there?
the door seemed to open a little more on its own without any visible cause.
I'm opening.
The darkness inside looked unnatural, deeper than it should have been for such a small room. Something inside felt alive, even though I couldn't see anything clearly from where I stood. Then my phone vibrated suddenly, making me jump slightly as I looked down at the screen. A message appeared, simple but terrifying, as if someone knew exactly what I was seeing. It told me to open the door and check inside, like it was giving me instructions. My hands started shaking as I stared at the message, unable to process what was happening. I slowly began walking toward the storage room, each step feeling heavier than the last. The floor creaked loudly under my feet, echoing unnaturally in the silent store. It felt like something inside was listening carefully to every step I was taking. The door moved slightly again, as if reacting to my presence getting closer. Before I could reach it,
Not again.
the phone rang again, louder and sharper than before.
Why did
I answered with trembling hands, already fearing what the voice would say this time, saying that if I opened the door, it would come out to meet me. Every instinct in my body told me to stop, but I felt frozen, unable to react properly. I slowly stepped back, refusing to get any closer to whatever was waiting inside. The lights flickered violently, making the shadows around me twist and shift unnaturally. For a brief moment, everything went completely silent, like the world had paused again. Then the door began to open wider on its own, revealing nothing but thick darkness inside. That darkness didn't look normal. It felt deep and endless, like something was hiding within it. I could sense movement inside it, even though I couldn't clearly see anything at first. Then a pale hand slowly emerged from the darkness, moving in an unnatural way. It moved slowly, almost deliberately, like it was enjoying the fear it was creating. My breathing became heavy as fear completely took over my body and thoughts. The hand reached further out, revealing more of its unnatural and lifeless appearance. But the face behind it remained hidden, concealed by the darkness inside the room. A faint scraping sound echoed, making the moment even more disturbing and intense. I stumbled backward, unable to fully process what I was seeing in front of me. Everything felt unstable, like I was losing control over my own senses. A shadowy figure became slightly visible behind the hand, standing silently. That was enough for me.
78 units.
I knew I
Wait,
couldn't
that
stay
can't be
there
right.
any longer.
Oh no!
My heart pounded loudly as panic completely took over my body. I turned and ran toward the exit without even thinking about what was behind me. I burst out of the
can't take
store
this
into the
anymore!
cold night air,
I'm done! I'm out!
gasping for breath.
No more
The fog outside felt thicker now, wrapping around everything in silence. I ran straight to my car, my mind racing with fear and confusion. My hand shook as I quickly started the engine, desperate to leave. Without hesitation, I drove away as fast as I possibly could. As I looked into the rearview mirror, something inside the store caught my eye. A man was standing there, completely still, watching me from inside the store. He was holding a phone, staring directly at me without blinking. Slowly, he raised the phone to his ear, never breaking eye contact. At that exact moment, my phone rang again, and deep down I knew it was him.
For you.